talking about Admiral Husband Kimmel and the husband line. There were some husbands were in here long before the Revolution. A Herman husband was the common ancestor of all of the husbands. There's a number of them in our area. And my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, was related to the husbands. They were English. The other side of my grandmother's line, maternal grandmother, was German, and my maternal grandfather was almost pure Scotch-Irish. On Betty's side, her mother's family was mostly German, although she was related to some Crews, who I understand are English, and some Dars, who I think are German. On my father's side, they're mostly German. The common ancestor came to this country in 1750 aboard the Snow Good Hope from Hamburg. They originated in the Aargau canton in Switzerland and drifted up through Germany and came over to this country as religious dissidents. They were what we today call Dunkards or Church of the Brethren. I have three lines that go back prior to the Revolution, and Betty has one line that goes back prior to the Revolution.
Yeah, and the name Reiman has different...
Reiman was a misspelling. The common ancestor filled out his will and all, and had it recorded, and the town clerk misspelled it on the jacket, and it stuck. It was originally Reiman, R-I-E-M-A-N-N. All Reimans and many Raymonds are related. There are at least 4 spellings of our name scattered through this country and Canada.
And the Chiltons?
Chiltons, there was a Mary Chilton aboard the Plymouth. No, the Plymouth. There's a village named Chilton just south of Oxford, England. Betty and I were there one time. So the Chilton name came over here very early in colonial times, and they apparently crossed the Alleghenies after the Revolution into the hills of Missouri, southern Missouri. That's where Mr. Chilton was born and raised.
And how did they get to Illinois?
Pardon?
How did...
He worked on the railroad there. He got a job on the railroad as a clerk to the division superintendent, and they brought him to Murfreesboro. I don't know, he must have been some time ago, because he met Mrs. Chilton. Edith Boss was his wife's maiden name. He met her in Murfreesboro.
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, that's the size of it. The Scotch-Irish were Lindsays. The English lines on my side were the husband. The German line was Berkey. On Betty's side, the Bosts, or Bosts we call them, were Schraders, Boss, Dars, and Crews that I'm aware of.
Now let him talk about Mother too, Paul.
I'm talking about Mama and her family and her mother's family. We have 2 carved chairs that were made by Betty's great-grandfather, Schrader, who was a cabinet and chair maker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where are they?
They're at home. Bruce has put his name in for most of the keepsakes, and the girls have elected to get money.
Wow.
Well, Bruce doesn't need money, Paul. And it was our feeling that if we don't give Bruce any money, which he doesn't need, he should have pretty much first pick on the other items.
How long have you been in Murfreesboro? Or?
Murfreesboro has been my residence for 76 years. I was born there between 1933 and 46. I was either going to school or working away from Murfreesboro or in service. So I got a 12-year gap. But Murfreesboro has always been my official residence, and it's always been Betty's official residence. We met when Betty was a freshman in high school and I was a senior.
And both your parents were
Locals. Well, Mr. Chilton was from Missouri. Mrs. Chilton was raised just north of Murfreesboro. My dad was raised northwest of Murfreesboro. My mother was raised south of Murfreesboro. We're Murfreesboro peasants from all the way back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't believe how Betty and I met, though. There was the Southern Methodist Church had a small string orchestra that played for church service on Sunday nights. And I've always played the violin, and I was a concert master, so to speak.